Yo, check it. Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. We're going to be looking at AMC. What is going on with AMC? Are we stuck? Are we forever doomed? This is the battle of 270. Are we forever doomed to be at 270? Also, crypto and Bitcoin blasting off exactly as I predicted. What is next for crypto? As I've been very accurate on the micro and macro on what is happening in the crypto market. I'm going to break that down. Ladies and gentlemen, do not miss this generational wealth opportunity. Crypto is the truth. We're also going to be looking at SPY. That way you guys, SPY traders and holders and investors, can figure out what is going on and hopefully make a bag. Let's not waste any more time and hop in the charts, facts, data. Let's go. What is up, fam? You are back for another video with DataZero. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and hop in the charts, facts, data, showing you what is going on for today and the rest of this week. So, ladies and gentlemen, AMC still flatty, still flat, bro. Where are we going, man? When's it gonna move? I'm about to break it down, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you gotta believe what you want and do what you want. But based off what I'm seeing here, we attempted to break out today. Now, we attempted to break out yesterday as well. Again, earnings were lackluster, but they were not also bad, okay? They were not bad. They were not good. They were just in between. So AMC kind of stayed flat. I believe that they are accumulating AMC. By them, I mean hedge funds, smart money right now, and I've showed you guys proof in multiple videos right now on why they are doing that. Institutions are buying, and I showed you guys proof of institutions buying as well. They're buying GameStop and AMC, and I showed you guys that in many of videos. Also, we can see that there's buy orders down here as well. You guys can see that there's a lot of buy orders, and we have this overall uptrend. AMC has bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. If you go ahead and look at the weekly time frame, you guys can see right here, RSI is starting to trend up as price trends down. That is bullish divergence, which means AMC is going to flatten out and correct to the upside. With the overall uptrend that we have, I believe the correction to the upside is happening now. You guys can see that we're also getting green weekly MACD here, which means bullish momentum is building. So I think once we see like a volume spike, once we see cost of borrow spike, I think we could see a move to the upside, but we need to break out and finally hold 270. We tried to break out today, and again, just like I said, if we break above and hold 270, you're going to start to move. Every time we get above that level, we really start to move. That 270 level, you guys can see here, we pop to the upside, we pop to the upside here, we pop to the upside here. As soon as we get above that 270, but they continue to keep trying to short us down. I think they're trying to keep us in an accumulation range where they're building up shares and building a floor right now. AMC is building a bullish base at these levels. We are making higher lows, but it is, I know, extremely frustrating at this point in time to be in AMC, to basically see it flat. But if you guys look at the bigger picture, you guys can see that we are slowly working our way to the upside, and we are indeed actually breaking out of this overall pennant shape here. And I think we could see a move up potentially as early as tomorrow, but it's probably going to have to go into next week. Of course, moving into Friday, we do have to worry about max pain. AMC max pain right now is sitting at $2.50 at the current moment. I don't think we're going to be getting $2.50. If we go ahead and look at GME's max pain, just to put GME's max pain on the table here and let you guys know what's going on with GME, you guys can see that GME's max pain is sitting at the current price of $26.50. Now, this could change tomorrow, but I believe that it will probably stay the same based off what I'm seeing in the options change. So $26.50 is most likely going to be the market maker's price target, but they're going to want to slightly under $26.50, so they're going to shoot for $26.48, $26.49, and that's kind of where GameStop is right now. And I'll break that down on what we expect to see, but I think we could see a bullish Friday for the meme stocks. And if we do indeed win the battle of 270 here for AMC, and do indeed see a bullish Friday for both of the meme stocks, GameStop and AMC did fairly well today, especially GameStop, then I think we could start seeing a move up next week and then start to get out of this overall accumulation range, start moving past $3 and really start to push up. Now, if you guys look out into the future, again, this summer is going to be absolutely insane, and when in doubt, zoom out. Look at the options chain here on the 20th. Options chain for AMC is absolutely insane. People buying calls as high as $27. Open interest at 181,000. You guys can see that other than the $17 calls, $27 calls has the most amount of open interest right now. So it's absolutely insane. And I think they are expecting a move up for the summer as the box office is looking good. Adam Aaron is giving good forward guidance for the summer, saying 2025, 2026. Also, we're in prime position to take advantage of this because we have upgraded our theaters and got the big screens, the best seats, and the best projectors. And then of course we have the box office with a ton, and literally a ton of mega box office hits coming out right now. So I believe we could see some upside, but it might take a little bit longer than what people want. And I know that people are going to say it's been 4 years, blah, 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 blah. Some people have gotten later than you. Some people have gotten before you. It's all about how you play this. I personally have made money on AMC stock, and I plan to make more money on AMC stock on this move that I think is coming. And I did buy shares underneath this 270 level, around this 270 level, underneath 280, in order to sell them later on down the road, as I do think it's a potential play coming up here soon for AMC and GME, but it's going to be a little bit down the road here in the summer. So again, as what is we're looking at on the macro, things are looking good. The fundamentals are improving, but we need to see AMC on the micro break out of this 270 range. We need to break above this orange sloping support and resistance. I will be streaming live tomorrow, so you guys can lock in and see exactly where we're at with things, or just go ahead and check in with the stream and see where we're at with things. I'd appreciate it if you guys would and drop a like. But if we break above the level of $2.70, then you could expect a decent move for AMC if we can finally break and hold 270. What I'm expecting for us to do is consolidate sideways in between 272 and 270. I'm hoping that what we do in the morning is confirm 270 as support, and if we're able to do that, then we can move up towards 272, which is the breakout point. And then if we can get to 275, that's where AMC can really start to move. And if we can get to $3, that's where things can get exciting. So that's what we're looking at for AMC. I do want to see this thing back at $3. I think once we get back to $3, we're going to start moving back towards 4 and 5 pretty rapidly, but we're building a bullish base, and it's taking time for us to move up. But again, with the bullish divergence and everything on the weekly time frame and the monthly time frame looking good, I think we are expected to see something. Again, I'm not talking about a squeeze, but see a rally, maybe a potential squeeze, but something to the upside here in the next coming months. And you guys can actually see right now for the month we are green here on the monthly candle. And if we go ahead and look at the weekly candle is green as well, which I did predict a green week for AMC. So if we do have the bullish week or bullish Friday tomorrow, we'll go ahead and lock that in. Now, as far as GME and what I'm expecting for GME tomorrow, GME I think is going to consolidate here right above 2676. And I think GME is actually going to be able to break and beat Max Payne. So I think GME is actually going to be able to stay above 2676, probably push to the upside. If we get to $27, that's where things get interesting for GME. If we hold $27, not only do calls go in the money, but we could see a decent move to the upside because of the technical support and resistance levels that are right there. Now, we did make a gap fill to the downside with this overall move. I told you guys in yesterday's video that we'd be recovering today. That's exactly what we've seen. But unfortunately, we did leave a gap fill down here at 2617 to 2606. So that gap will indeed need to get filled. So we could potentially see some downside for GME. If we did, we'd be coming down to fill that gap. I think we do have a very good chance of having a bullish Friday tomorrow. But what most likely is going to happen is they'll probably see some excitement here in the morning, and we'll probably rally up. And then they'll probably try to short us down back towards the Max Payne level in the afternoon. As long as we hold this 2676 level, we will be fine, and we can move towards $27. But if we lose that, you could expect some decent downside towards this gap fill. So that's what we're looking at for GME. If we did come down and fill the gap, I would expect a bounce and movement to the upside, as the overall macro looks good for GME, as we are breaking out of a falling wedge on the macro on several time frames. Here on the macro, here on the smaller like daily time frame or hourly time frame, and then on the weekly / monthly time frame, we're breaking out of a massive falling wedge as well. So, and we have this overall uptrend. So I think if we did see a pullback, you would see a movement to the upside here for GME. So this is what we're looking at for GME, long-term and short-term. Also, the earnings are probably going to be good for GME as Switch 2 pre-orders are doing very, very well. So again, the next earnings for GME and AMC are looking promising. This is what we're looking at for the meme stocks. Let's go ahead and move into the overall stock market. Now, some of the Trump tariffs are coming off the table, or countries are making deals. So that is slightly bullish. You are seeing an overall recovery here for SPY. What I'm expecting for SPY tomorrow is potentially a move towards the upside. Okay, we've been tracking here on SPY on the macro for quite some time. Here on NASDAQ and SPY, I've had this prediction here. You guys can see it video after video for the last 10 days. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days of tracking here for NASDAQ. I think we're going to see a slight bit more movement to the upside. You guys can see we did this doji today as we're starting to top out. I think we're going to start to lose momentum and then break down, in my personal opinion. But again, I did call for a slight green week here on SPY, and that looks like exactly what we are getting here. Now, I do think we could see a little bit more movement to the upside into tomorrow, but again, I think here shortly we're going to start to top out, and SPY's also been tracking with my prediction, and then we're going to start to flatten out and break down out of this rising wedge and make another leg down in the overall market. Again, my prediction's been tracking very, very well, micro and macro, so we are looking to be on point with this prediction as well. You guys can see even here on the live stream, we've absolutely been crushing it, as I did call out these moves here on SPY when it did reach the overall rally. I told you guys we would be recovering, and then I got online and told you guys that we'd be seeing some pullback, and I made those predictions here. As far as levels to look at for SPY, if SPY is able to get above 560, 536, expect more upside. I am expecting SPY to slightly push up here above that 536, and then move up towards potentially 560, 628, which is resistance, and then maybe as high as 567.56. But overall, SPY is starting to top out. So I'm telling you guys, maybe next week, I'll let you guys know in the weekly outlook and prediction, but things are starting to get bearish as far as SPY is concerned. I think we could see a little bit more upside tomorrow, but we're starting to top out as far as the macro is concerned. So that's what we're looking at for SPY in the overall stock market. Anything on data drops, there are no data drops. And then SPY's max pain is going to be sitting at the current price of, let's see if we can go ahead and find that here, 560. So you guys can see that's actually to the downside. I don't think we're going to be seeing downside. What I think we're going to probably see is some excitement in the morning pre-market, maybe a push to the upside, and then by the afternoon we'll see some downside. So we'll probably get a pop to the upside in the morning, and then start to fade out in the afternoon, maybe down towards that max pain level. So that's what we're looking at for SPY in the overall market. If SPY is able to stay above max pain, the meme stock should be able to stay above max pain as well. Let's go ahead and move into BTC and crypto and show you guys what's going on for that. Bitcoin absolutely blasting off. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you guys in yesterday's video, Bitcoin is sitting up for a nasty move and crypto is setting up for a nasty move. Ethereum up over 14%. Congratulations, Ethereum and crypto holders. I did recently buy more Bitcoin and XRP, and I'm up on both of those positions. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to tell you, crypto is the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the truth, and it continues to make money. Ladies and gentlemen, it continues to make gains. How long are you going to be sitting on the sidelines of Bitcoin for Bitcoin continue to make higher highs, higher lows before you realize this is the #1 asset? Bitcoin is going to continue to go up, and I actually gave some crazy moon, you guys know I'm not a moon boy, but I did give some moon price targets on the live stream, which I think that are realistic price targets for Bitcoin. Now, as far as what Bitcoin is concerned on 2026, on my realistic price targets, and I do think even the moon price targets are pretty realistic, but they're just higher targets that aren't necessarily going to come. So I like to keep myself pretty grounded, but I do think 115, 125 here on BTC is coming very, very soon as Bitcoin is breaking out of an overall falling wedge. You guys can see here this overall falling wedge. We're breaking out of it. The RSI reset on the weekly time frame, and things are looking primed for BTC to continue to move to the upside. I told you guys if we could hold 97K in yesterday's video, we're going to move up to 100 plus K very, very rapidly, and that's what we're seeing. The next resistance for BTC, the next major resistance is this 104 K, and I told you guys if Bitcoin moves, altcoins are going to move even more. That's why I think altcoin season might be coming here with this next move on BTC. So you're going to see your favorite altcoins start to go crazy. XRP is set up for a big move, and Cardano ADA is set up for a big move. I think Ethereum is way undervalued, so I think that's why Ethereum is also popping off as well. So don't sleep on Ethereum. I think Ethereum is undervalued, and it's going to pop off crazy. But you guys can see XRP set up for a move way past this new all-time high of $3.35. I think XRP can easily break past that. And then Cardano ADA is also set up for a move as well. With a macro falling wedge, easily going to go up to $1.25, $1.40, $1.50 here based off of this macro falling wedge. So as long as BTC continues to move up, which I think it will, towards those price targets, you're going to see altcoin season come. You're going to see altcoins pick up, and then the more BTC goes up, the more that other altcoins are going to take part of this as well. But you guys can see across the board, there's massive gains here on crypto. XLM up 10%. Atom up 8%, ETH up 20%. So you can just see there's massive gains here on the daily time frame. Congratulations, altcoins and crypto holders. Me personally, I like to mess with the top altcoins. I don't really do meme coins. But I think something big is coming for crypto, ladies and gentlemen. And if you go ahead and look at the crypto fear and greed, you guys can see we're moving back into the greed section. So that's showing us that we are bottoming. And I told you guys that when I did buy the extreme fear that most likely that 70-80K range was the bottom for BTC. That was a higher low, and this is extremely bullish for BTC to continue up and make a new all-time high, which I am predicting. Ladies and gentlemen, this was your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. I rock the merching right now. I'm rocking some of the merch right now. So if you want to support the channel and rock some merch too, get something fresh stuff, really good quality, you can go ahead and check the merch store. Link down in the description below. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. You guys have been going crazy on the support. Thank you guys so much on the super chats. We did our first 10-hour live stream yesterday. You guys went ham on that. You guys went ham today as well. Shout out everybody supporting the channel. If you want to support for absolutely free, just hit that like button and subscribe, and make sure you keep locking in as I will continue to keep bringing you the charts, facts, and data, and we will continue to grow and find financial freedom together. Ladies and gentlemen, this was your daily outlook and prediction, and as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out, fam. All y'all, that was the video. If you found it informative, please drop a like and press subscribe for more content like this, as it does help spread the videos and channels to more people. Also, you guys can share the channel as well. That helps out. Follow me on my Twitter and /Instagram. All that stuff linked down below. I also have a Rumble channel as well. And I appreciate you if you watch the end of this video, because so few people watch the end, and that helps me out immensely. As always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace.